SP-404 MK2. It's snowy here in Philadelphia. It's a late night, which makes it a great night to open up the SP-404 and knock some of the dust off. I got my 800 drum loops. You see some of them are popping up unsupported. We're going to fix that. All that's down in the description. SP-404 STEMI pack. I'm going to grab some one-shots. We're going to load up some one-shots, and we're going to see what we could get, what kind of loops we could get, what we could work out. We're going to put ourselves on a 20-minute time frame. You know what I mean? And at the end of this 20 minutes, let's see where we at. You know, as I work the 404 back into the mix, we'll watch that clock speed up. What's going on, guys? It's your brother O.T.G. The O.T.G's for Overtime Grind. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. And today I got my SP-404 MK2. I got the O.T.G STEMI pack. We just about to load up straight one-shots. So as you can see, I just loaded up one of the one-bar drum loops. I got it on loop right now so I could go in and find some piano parts or some parts that I want to, some loops or some one-shots that I want to play with this loop. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you hit that notification bell. You can get all these sounds. They're down below. It's called the SP-404 STEMI pack. It's got a bunch of sound packs and stuff I have for one price. You know, a bunch of stuff to put on your SD card, get you loaded up wherever you're trying to go. That's the way you can support this channel. Man, it's been a while since I've been on my SP-404. What I'm going to do now is put this on a mute group. So I hit Shift Pad 8. And we're going to put the drums on the mute group so that way we can switch between the two drum loops. And one will turn off the other. You know, so the next thing that I think I'll do is probably go ahead and turn off the loop. And let's go ahead and set our pattern up. So I'm going to go to an empty bank, hit record. I like to leave my strength all the way up on my quantize because I'll use TR Rec to put in my notes, and we can utilize that if we want to shift the start point and do some things later. But make sure that when I play my samples, they're always on point. All right, so we go over to TR Rec. I made just a one-bar loop. And what I want to do is just get this one-bar loop and see if this drums are going to loop up right. And I can see that it's playing a little bit fast. So I'm going to go out. I'm going to go to Pattern Edit. And we're going to slow down the BPM by changing Control Knob 2. I'm going to go ahead, now that I got that right, I'm going to double that out, duplicate it to 4 bars. Then we'll go in TR Rec, take off on the 4th bar, we'll put our second loop. And we'll make sure that works together. SP, guys, it's been a while, man. You know, I lost my SP for most of the summer last summer. I got it back about a month or so ago. I've been slowly getting back in the mix of it. Got a bunch of other stuff I've been doing too. All right, now we're going to listen to that, see how it goes. I might want to tweak that pattern just a little bit. I feel like it's rushing at the end. So we're going to go back to Pattern Edit. And I'm going to slow it down 1 BPM. That matters. And then I'm going to hold Shift and hit Control Knob 2 so I can turn my point I'm going to move it to 74, 74.5 around there. Let's see how that holds up. Like I say all the time, make sure you use your point numbers. I know a lot of people like to round it off, but when you're sampling or using samples or whatever, that little bit of time matters. So what I'm going to do now is go into my chord one-shots and samples. And actually, I'm going to go into my sound bank, which is a bunch of one-shots, so that way we can play the piano, chromatic, a bunch of other stuff. And then there I have some melodic sounds. I'm going to put my drums on loop, so that way I can preview the sample with the drums playing, just to kind of make sure they mesh a little bit. If you do that, you always got to remember you got to go back and turn the loop off, especially because we have it already patterned out. But I'll probably forget because it's been a while. You know? That's why we put our time in and we practice and do those things, so then that way we could stay on point and in the mix. You get what I'm saying? Stay efficient. We're going to start working this SP. We're going to have SP and MPC videos. In between, I'll put in some of, I'll bring the OP1 and I'll bring in the Yamaha Seek track. I'll bring in some other machines to work with the OP1 to bring in sounds and sampling and things. The KO2, we'll work with them together. But first, we gotta get knock the rust off. I know a lot of you guys been working for a while. What's a cool winter night? Work it out with me. Check out some of these sounds. You could get all these sounds from the O.T.G Stimmy Pat with a bunch of other stuff. You could get that down in the description. That's how you can support this channel. You can also support this channel by liking, sharing. On this channel, we do things way differently than other channels. I just sit down here, I turn on the machine, and whatever I come up with, no edits. So you can see all the rusty mistakes, or we could walk through things. And the goal of doing that is so that way you learn to push through, and you can see in real life situations how you could get it done. So if you support that kind of work and this workflow, I appreciate it, man. Could easily try to get into who makes the most beats or respond to all the slick comments that other YouTubers make. You know what I mean? Really start getting into some hip hop disrespect and really try to see what type time they on. But, the goal is that people make more music. And so the focus is always on the machines and just getting better. So this is one of those times where we just turn the machine on. We run through it, you know what I mean, right now. This is one of those times where I forgot to turn the loop off. So you see every time I press another pad or I try to do something, we're having some problems. But instead of thinking that the machine's glitching out or it's a bug, same thing I always say, slow down, go through your memory, figure out what you're doing, and see, there it is. I can see it. There goes the loop. Backtrack. Get yourself together. Don't ever freak out. It's just like in real life, man. Don't ever freak out. Once you start freaking out, you make emotional decisions, and emotional decisions cause bigger mistakes. What When I worked in maintenance, we would always say, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Before you think it was the biggest mistake on this $1 million machinery, make sure they actually have it turned on. Human error is always the biggest error when using machinery. So, same thing with these drum machines. So we got a loop. We could sit here for 3 hours and try to come up with a better loop. Eventually we'll get into the resampling and adding effects, resample it and do some things. But right now I just want to get the music flowing. It's a great thing for a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys get stuck and doing things and never really get into a loop or getting something going. I promise you what I would do this time for the community, this go around, because normally I just zoom through the steps. We're going to really take our time and work through it, and I'm going to show the process repeatedly over and over and over again. You could go grab the SP-404 Masterclass. It's got a bunch of the shortcuts. I'm still learning some more. I'm going to update the cheat sheet. They don't have everything documented in the shortcut list, so this is why we have these cheat sheets and things of that nature. You can go learn the basic mechanics, get the basic mechanics. It's over 4 hours of video from my YouTube channel over the last couple of years of me working on the SP. Alright, now that we got that loop together, one thing I do want to talk about is I'd like to use TR Rec. I know one of the biggest draws to the SP is being able to play things unquantized easily. And that's cool. It all depends on your style of music. For the style of stuff that I'm making, especially with something that, a lot of the stuff we start to build songs around, come up with ideas around, other people grab, and it just kind of grows from there. Real organic stuff. I like to have a space where the artist can depend on things, so that's what the quantize is for me. Kick onto one, snare on, where it's supposed to be. They gotta catch something. So we'll build everything mostly quantized, do things especially on the SP, utilizing the gate. So instead of using mute groups, I'll just play with the gate on, which will give some humanized to the samples. Right now I'm using the new sound generator, and I'm going to add some kind of bass or synth to go on with that piano. That was just from pressing shift and record setting. That took us over here. Now I'm looking for what's going to be in key. I wish we could play it from here, but maybe we can. You can leave it in the comments. But from my understanding, what you could do, this is something new. What you do is you just, once you find the key that you want, or the pad that you want, the sound that you like, you just hit record, you select the pad, and then it'll put it out. And now you have it right there. So now we could go shift pad 4 in the chromatic mode, and we could come up with a riff, something that we could play. Something else I wish we could do is that we could arm the record from right here for all the Roland engineers and people who watch. Definitely would like to add record right here, so I wouldn't have to come up with the riff, exit out, press record, then come back to chromatic mode just to record again. Those are one of those small things that I said a long time ago, and I'm saying it again. It's crazy that this is my first real tutorial in a very long time on the SP, or just a video. So now we're recording in. And one thing I do know that I'm going to do on my next video is I'm going to fix my pad sensitivity. I'll show you how I do that. Make sure you go get your free backgrounds. You know, I have some free wallpapers, free drum kits. All these sounds you're hearing right now are inside the Stimmy Pack, plus a whole lot more. Check that out by hitting the link in the description, the Gumroad link. Now for what I played off, I'm going to go and take it off from TR Rec. That's what I'm doing now. Use the value knob to go through your bars. So now that I removed it, I'm going to just play it in. You know, I do like that they show when you go back to chromatic mode, it shows you the notes that you were playing. So that way you could kind of keep up with it. Since I just freestyled this off the top, I'm gonna let it run through one time and then come back and catch it. One of the things that I really like to do in the SP is really, you know, I use the deduction method still. I build up my sequence or pattern fully on pad 1. Then I go through, I bust down the patterns by copying it to different pads. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, check out the masterclass. You'll see how to do that. Or if you just turn on that notification bell, you'll catch it in the next video in the next couple days. You know, we're successfully about to alternate between MPC, SP videos, and using them both, you know. But I like to use the deduction method. So right now, I am editing the audio. Here's a tip, if you didn't know. Hold the value button. Hold the value button, which is your rotary knob. Hold that in when you select the pad, and the sound won't play when you select the pad. But my workflow is I like to create everything on one pattern, then copy the pattern, you know, deduct each sound or whatever sounds from each pattern that I make, go into a pattern chain my patterns together, then from that moment go in, start to mess with the effects, route effects the way that I want the effects to go to which pads, and then we might do a mix down. But that might be a little advanced. I'm a little rusty, you can see. So right now, excuse me. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm going to move my top, the piano, to a filter. That's what I want to do. So one thing that I've learned is that when you hit remain, if you turn the pad white, that means it has no effects. If it's orange, as of right now, that is the effects on bus 1. If I select bus 2, that will be those effects. Right now, I have effects playing on 3 and 4, which is the equalizer and 303 sim. So next, I click my value knob to separate my bus 1 and 2 effects. Now, if I go out from there, what I could do is utilize my bus 2 effects and turn on, you can see I was getting frustrated. There we go. Boom. Now we got it. So now I could turn, what I wanted to do is turn on a filter. So now that filter is cool, but I like the super filter. So what I'm going to do now is hit MFX, hold MFX, either use the rotary knob and or change it with isolator to pad 1 or 2. There's super filter. We're going to utilize the super filter. Going to turn on a low pass. You're going to have to hold remain and keep that screen on. That's how you keep the effect on. And I probably should add that synth to the filter too, because now it's standing out big time. Look at the clock. Oh man. It says I got about 1 minute left. Well, guys, hopefully you got some value from this video. You know, you could check out that stimmy pack. You could see how we just took 2 drum loops and we got started. You know, grabbed a couple piano sounds, made a bass. This is all just utilizing everything that's on the SP. Right now we're splitting effects. You know, next video we'll do some pattern chaining. We'll get the whole song done. Maybe we'll get some mutes done and get the beat done. Might have to give myself a 5-minute longer window. You guys let me know. SP fam, let me know. But I'm glad that we're back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. You know, I love my SP family. Love my MPC fam. Love my SP fam. I love my Seek Track fam. I love my OP1 fam. Like y'all the fam. It's a one big community. You know, let's get it on, man. I like this beat. I like this loop. It's kind of chill. You know, it feels good. I think I might finish it. Guess what, guys? I think we got another one.